Hello everyone, welcome to Guru Schools. Guru Schools will be providing the IT services, IT courses. Okay, so in the first step as a student, first we have a six pillars. So first one is IT training and certification, resume preparation, vendor interview, client interview, and project support. In that, let us see the first step or the first pillar, IT training. In that, we are going with the manual testing. Okay, manual testing. What is manual testing? See, all the softwares in the world will be developed by the developers later, which will be tested by the test engineers before releasing the software into the market. Okay, so what is manual testing? Okay, here see guys, there is no need of writing a single line of code. Here what we need to do, we need to test one of the software manually. How we can test means repeatedly we need to test by passing the inputs. Okay, so testing the software or application repeatedly or again and again manually in order to find the defects in the software according to the customer requirement is called as manual testing. This what is the perfect definition that you will be learning while you are chosen the course. Okay, we will give our live examples and we will show you how to test the software manually. So once after the software is tested manually, so testing is done now. No, we need to do the automation testing also. But for the automation testing, guys, note down, we need to write a code. Okay, code means we need to know the Java language or Python language or any of the languages, coding languages. Basic, core Java is enough to do the automation testing by using the Selenium. So that we can learn in the automation QA, that is one of the separate course. So when you want to do the automation testing, what we need to do, test engineer will write the code or script or program, and he will use the tools like Selenium and he will run the code. The Selenium, what it will do, by whatever the code you have written, based on that it will go and it will test the software and it will give you result. That is what we will call it as a automation testing. Here uh, what is web automation, mobile automation, and web services? Okay, web service based. Web automation means the web application will be tested by Selenium or qtp. Web application means any application which we will open the browser and enter the URL and access the application. That is what we will call it as a web application. Mobile applications are the applications which we are already installed in our mobiles or in our laptops. Okay, APM, Robotium, these are the tools we'll use to do the automation testing. And what is web services? I think you heard about the APIs. API testing is called as web services testing. So as I said, what is the first step we will learn in the manual testing? First step we will learn SDLC. Okay, SDLC, software development life cycle, where all the softwares will be developed and tested under some procedure. Okay, or standard procedures like requirement collection, feasibility study, design, coding, testing, installation or implementation, and maintenance. These are the 7 stages where the requirement will turn into a application and it will run at the customer place. Okay, and in the SDLC we have several types. In this, the mainly used are waterfall. It is a old model. Okay, but still we need to learn what is waterfall model to know all the other models. We will teach you guys waterfall model since it is important. Later we can move to the V&V model. Okay, spiral model will be not used by the industry as of now, and prototype also will not use, derived also will not use, hybrid also will not use, agile model will use. Okay, if you know what is agile model, then at least 10 to 20% of interviews you can crack. Okay, so very important, waterfall model, V&V model, and the agile model. Okay, so let us go for the next step. So let us see what is waterfall model or basic model or sequential model, which has a 7 steps: requirement collection, feasibility study, design, coding, testing, installation and implementation, maintenance. Okay, requirement collection will be done by the business analyst, BA. Feasibility study will be done by the project manager, developers, test engineers, architect, finance team, and HR team. Design will be done by the architects. Okay, Next, coding will be done by whom? Developers. Later, next stage will be testing will be done by us. We are the test engineers, we will test. Once after the software is tested and the quality of the software is good or according to the customer requirement, then we can release the software to the customer can install the software and he can run his business. Next stage will go for the maintenance. Okay, so in that requirement collection, the brief description of the requirement collection that we will teach while doing the course. Okay, next slide. Feasibility study. Okay, here we will check whether we have the sufficient resources, technologies and lab setups. If we have everything, then we can take up the project or we can reject the project. It means basically we will check the whatever the budget of the project. If it is matching, then we will take up the project, or else we will reject the project. After taking up the project, we will go for the design. Design is the architecture of the software, which is done by the architects. The architecture will be divided into one tier, two tier and the three tier. These things you will get to know while we are going with the course. Okay, once after design is completed, we need to go for the coding. See, developers, what they will do, they will take the architect's design, how to write the code. Okay, so they will start writing the code by using the so languages like Java or Python, etc. What they will do, they will look into the design, the high level design and the low level design. Later they will start writing the code. Once after coding is done, that they will compress into a software and they will give the software for the test engineers. Okay, test engineers will not test the code, but we will test the software. So what test engineers will do, they will install the software and they will start giving the inputs into the softwares. Okay, what are the inputs? Let us see in the upcoming slides. Okay, so what we will do, and the testing will be done by the test engineers, where senior test engineers are there, junior test engineers are there and freshers also there. Once we have tested the software and we decided the quality of the software is good, then we'll release the software to the customers. What customers will do, they will install the software in their servers and they will start running their business. Once they start running their business, they will get the money. Okay, got it? Yeah. So what is the guarantee after we releasing the software that will work or not? So what we will do, we will be having a contract between the software company and the customer. That contract time is called as maintenance period. What we will do, if we find, if customer is facing any of the problems, then he will communicate to the software company. Software company will fix the defect for free of cost and they will help the company until unless the software is stable. This period is called as maintenance period. And we have some interview questions. What is which model is called as waterfall model? Why it is called as waterfall model? What happen if requirement changes? I mean, customer if change the requirement in between the software development, what we can do? Why customer keep on changing the requirement? Let us see what is this, and advantages and the drawbacks of the SDLC. Got it? So once after you know the waterfall model is completed, you will get an idea what is SDLC. Later we can go for the V&V model. V&V model, it is a step-by-step procedure or standard procedure to develop a new software. You guys heard about Japan, right? Japan will be mostly using this V&V model to get a better quality of the software. Okay, here each and every step will be tested by the test engineers. Later only we will be going for the next step. So very important model that we can learn in the upcoming classes. Okay, so once after you know the SDLC is completed, we will go for the software testing. Software testing means here the testing will be done in a two ways. One will be a white box testing and the black box testing. Okay, basically what is software testing? We will test the software to find the defects in the software. Okay, what is finding the defect again? If the feature or functionality is not working, it means the software is not working according to the customer requirement, is called as software testing. Okay, here we have two types. One is white box testing and the black box testing. Remember, white box testing will be done by the developers. Okay, It is not done by the test engineers. Test engineers will do the black box testing. Okay, so let us move to the black box testing directly. So black box testing is also called as closed box testing or functionality testing, behavioral testing. What we'll do here, we'll test the functionality or behavior of an application. Behavior in the sense how the software is behaving when the customer is started to use the application. So we have several types in the black box testing. We need to learn one by one. Functional testing, integration, system, smoke, ad hoc, performance testing, regression testing. I think you guys heard about the names. Similarly, we have several testings, guys. Okay, we need to learn each and everything in our manual testing. So first, we'll get the functional testing. Functional testing means we'll test the components. What are the components? You guys know the text fields, text area fields, buttons, links, radio buttons, drop downs, checkbox, scroll bars. Okay, these are the things you guys already seen in your daily life. Okay, these things are working fine or not. Is there any defects over there? That we will check by doing the whatever the functional testing. Here we have three types: over testing, under testing, and optimizer testing, that we will check step by step while learning the course. Okay, so once after the soft functional testing is done, directly we go for the integration testing. Integration testing is what? Integration means what? There is a connection between one feature to another feature. Like if you send a message, hi message, as a user A to user B, what is the guarantee that the message is delivered for the user B? What we will do, we will do the integration testing. Okay, we will send the data from one module or one feature to another feature, and we will check the data flow between the modules. That is what we will call it as a integration testing. Once after integration testing, let us move for the system testing. See, once after the components are working fine, data flows are working fine, we need to check the end-to-end flow. End-to-end flow means what? If you want to buy a product, okay, let me take iPhone, I want to buy. What I will do, I will go to the Amazon. Okay, so in Amazon application, I have tested all the components and also I have tested all the data flows. Now what I will do, I will run the software as a end user. End user means who? The customers. I will open the Amazon, I will register with my mobile number, I will search for a product, I will add that product to the cart, and I will select that product, and I will make the payment for the product, and I will go to my orders and I will check whether the product is displayed or not. Okay, this all the whatever the flows I said, right? So this is what we will call it as a end to end testing. Okay, this is what end to end testing. We will navigate through all the features and we'll check whether the feature is working as expected. So that is what we'll call it as a end-to-end testing, that we will learn in the system testing. Okay, once after system testing is done, later we will move to the smoke testing. Okay, before that, let us see what is build. I used, I think, one or two times build. Build is nothing but a software, guys. Okay, and I if you remember, initially I told we need to learn something called as architectures, is one tier, two tier, three tier architectures, that we will learn while doing the system testing. Got it? So once after system testing we have learned, later we need to check something called as performance testing. Okay, what is performance testing? Performance means what? See, I am using the WhatsApp, it is working fine. 10 members using the software, working fine. What? Entire world is using the software. So how can we test that entire world is using the WhatsApp? No, how fast it is working? How can we ensure that the software is working fine? We need to do the performance testing. What we will do, we will test the stability and response time of an application by applying the load, is called as, performance testing. Here we will do the load testing, stress testing, scalability testing, volume testing, and smoker endurance testing. How we will do, we will use some tools like JMeter, QA load, neo load, load runner. Okay, so yeah, how to do the testing, everything I will teach you guys. Okay, next, we will know something called as acceptance testing. Okay, acceptance testing will be done by the customers or end users. So customer will do the testing. Yes, obviously. See, I told you maintenance period. If you remember that time, they will check the software few days. Okay, for a particular period of time they will test the software, and if the software is working fine, that whatever the testing they are doing, that is what we will call it as a acceptance testing. While doing acceptance testing, if customer come up with the new ideas, he will give the request for enhancements he will give. Enhancement means changing of the requirement before releasing the software only. I mean, test engineer while testing or developer is developing, that time only customer is come up with some of the requirements. If you want to add that, that we will call it as a CR, change request. Okay, so before the software is released, any requirement are changed, that is CR. After the software is released, and if customer want to change the requirement, then we will call it as a request for enhancement. For request for enhancement, we will charge to the customer. Okay, next, there is a important thing called as hot fix. It is one of the interview question. What is hot fix? Let us know everything while taking the course. Okay. Next, smoke testing. Smoke testing, the name itself, it is saying that something initially started. See, if you want to fire something, smoke will come. No? Smoke is the initial thing that we will get to know that something is burning. Okay. Initially, what is the smoke testing means? Before going for thorough rigorous testing, thorough rigorous means continuous testing. We need to test the basic and critical features by doing the smoke testing. Let us see what is that while doing the course, and you can check what and all we will learn in the slide. Okay. Next, globalization. See, you know that the China people, they don't know English properly. Okay, but all the applications, they are developed in their own Chinese language. So how can we ensure that the software which is developed in English are converted properly into Chinese language? So we need to do the globalization testing. Okay, here we will do internationalization and localization. What is that? Let us learn later. Next, we have something called as ad hoc testing or monkey testing. I got the clarity that software is working according to the requirement. So what I will do, I will test the software against the requirement, or randomly I will test the software by passing some wrong inputs. I will test, I will try to break the software. That testing we will call it as a ad hoc testing. So let us learn the ad hoc testing once after it is done. Next, let us go for the compatibility testing or configuration testing or portability testing. Sir, I am using iPhone, sir, and few of the Android applications are not able to install in my iPhone. Yeah, that is a compatibility issue. But why not your WhatsApp is working in both iPhone and also in my Google phone or Android phone? Because compatibility testing is done for the software. Okay, so you are using compatibility means we are testing the configuration in different platforms, that we will learn in the compatibility testing. Once after compatibility is done, next we go for the exploratory testing. Exploratory means exploring. Okay, this is one of the type of the testing that we will learn by doing the course. Okay, next, regression testing, very important interview question. Hey, explain regression testing, or have you performed regression testing? Yes, sir. So very important concept is regression testing, and if I teach now, you will, I mean, within 1 or 2 words, it is not easy to understand. You just go through the slide. And we have three types: unit regression, regional regression, and full regression testing. What is this? Everything we can learn in the when we take up the course. Next, test plan. Sir, what is test plan, sir? See, planning. If you want to go for a trip, no, what you will do? First, you will plan, right? I want to go for Goa. What I will do? I need to plan. My Goa plan is not work till today, but still we are planning. Okay. Similarly, if you want to test the software, you need to do something called as test plan. Here we have 15 steps that we need to follow to test the software. In that, we have objective, scope, test methodology, test approach, assumption, risk mitigation, plan or backup plan, roles and responsibilities, scheduling, defect tracking, test environment, entry and exit criteria, test automation, deliverables and templates. So you guys got to know that something is there, okay? I mean, you guys know some technical words over here. Let us see one by one how we will be planning to teach you guys, okay? So let us move to the next slide. So defect life cycle. Why I am testing the software? Obviously, if the software is developed according to the requirement or not. So if the software is not developed according to the requirement, what is that? That is a defect, okay? You can't tell developer, hey, developer, one of the feature you developed, that is a defect. No, 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 that is not possible. Developer will never agree that he is developed something wrong. So what we need to do, we need to give him a severities for the defect and priorities for the defect. Hey, developer, there is a blocker defect of high priority. It means you need to fix immediately. There is a minor defect, some spelling mistake is there and it is a low priority. So developer will get to know if I add the defect, the severity and priority, okay? We will learn one by one, step by step, what is this defect life cycle. Very important topic for all the test engineers, okay? So there are some defect status. What is the defect status? Like new or open. As soon as test engineer find the defect name status will be new or open. Later we will assign the defect to the developers. Later developer will fix and he will update the status as fixed. Later test engineer will retest the defect. If the defect is fixed, then we'll close. If the defect is not fixed, then we will do reopen. Similarly, we have several other status. Let us see one by one. Next, we have something called as pesticide paradox. Interview question: what is latent defect? Let us see in the classes, okay? Once after all the things, okay, complete course is completed, the last chapter we will come up with STLC, software testing life cycle. Previously you heard software development life cycle, now it is a software testing life cycle. So here what we'll do as a test engineer, see, STLC is completely belongs to test engineers. Here your test leads, managers, they will plan, okay, how to do the testing. First we will do system study. Understanding the requirement is called a system study. Later we'll write the test plan, write the test cases, and we'll do traceability matrix, test case execution, defect tracking, test case execution report, and retrospective meetings. Sir, what is test cases, sir? Black box testing is there, no? Functional testing, integration testing, system testing, smoke testing, ad hoc testing, regression testing. All the testings, for all the testings we need to write the test cases. So how to write the test cases, that is my thing, okay? I will teach you like a, you know, 10th standard student. If you are a 10th standard student, how I need to teach. If you are first standard student, how I need to teach. Based on your maturity level, I will teach how to write the test cases, okay? By writing the test cases only we can test the software. So what is traceability matrix? This is also very important. So I will teach you each and everything step by step, okay guys? So not but not the least, let us know agile model, okay? Each and every company, they are following agile model now. So if you want to enter into a IT company, you should know about the agile. So agile is not something like requirement collection, feasibility study, or design, coding, testing, installation, and implementation. It is more than that. We have a several meetings. If you ask your friends, "Hey, what are you doing, boss?" He will tell, "Hey, I'm in a meeting. I am in a meeting. I am in a meeting." So there will be daily meetings, there will be a weekly meetings, there will be a monthly meetings, there will be sudden meetings, okay? These are the meetings which is included in our agile model, so that we can deliver the software to the customer very fast, okay? That is what we'll call it as agile model. So you will going to learn agile model also in this course. So this is what the complete course you will be going to learn in Guru Schools, so that which will help you to grow your career. Thank you, myself Narsimha.